Hi guys, welcome back to my channel of Viakada, and welcome to another episode of last episode we talked about this book and how messy it was of a plot, between Isabel and whoever, don't care. I talked about it. You should check it out on my book notes playlist because it was a lot and it was messy. But today's episode we're going to go through to another messy book, but this one was an emotional torture, although there's a redemption arc. But side note, I've read this book more than like 10 times, and still each time I read this book I still feel this lump in my throat, this disgusting feeling of pain, and it's a lot. The book is actually an interesting one, for 300 and something pages. So we're going to talk about the book and just, and before we do, let me read some of the notes I made while reading this book because I just needed to vent. So much deleting now. So let's go. The fact that she was still aware of his feelings, still trying to put his feelings first. I say F it and be selfish. I wish they had really given us a solid background as to why a father would treat a daughter with such disregard and dismay. I wish I could read into this asshole's mind and see him hurt so bad and see him dying slowly in his... That was kind of dark. So as you can see, I really did hate the male protagonist. Although he redeemed himself, but I wish he did suffer more. Well, he did, but I wish he did suffer more. And he did both. So let's talk about the book for, if I digress again. So we have Alessandro, an Italian hawk, beautiful man, handsome, tall, 6 feet. Always the stereotype of all male protagonists. And then we have a beautiful female protagonist. Her name was Theresa. Theresa is the daughter of a very rich man. And something happened. She married her husband, Alessandro. And Alessandro did not like her at all. Or he didn't love her. So, there's already been some kind of animosity in the marriage. But Theresa tried her best to make this marriage work in all that she could. But 18 months... she had a baby, she was pregnant, she lost the baby, so a whole lot has already been going on in the marriage. And at this point when we were reading the book in the beginning, she was fed up and she asked for a divorce, and the husband was like, nah, no divorce. And I'm like, you don't like this woman, you don't love her, so why don't you give her a divorce and be done with it? And then that's when a whole thing started unfolding, and she was crying that she needed to get a divorce, that she was tired of being a doormat by her father. So this book is just daddy issues. And then there was kind of a scruffle because he insulted her that she couldn't even do one thing right, and even to keep a baby, which was kind of a hurtful mess. But this book is a first person book, first person direction, so we don't really get to know what, although there's some kind of third person in the sense in a way we try to see into the mind of Alessandro as a person or as a character in this book, but it's more of a first person narration from Theresa's point of view. So you will see that after her miscarriage, she went through a whole lot of Theresa. I don't know what is wrong with this female protagonist. Don't someone know about the word called therapy? I mean, they are rich, so they could actually afford it. So she, from the book, you can see that she went through a lot losing that baby, because that baby was kind of a safe place, or the baby she would have had would have been a safe place from all, a baby that she would have loved, because her husband did not love her. It was kind of obvious because the way he disrespected her, being with one woman and another in her side, and the fact that he didn't even introduce her, his wife, to his friends, to his family, which kind of said a lot. That means for 18 good months, in his words, he was trying to deliberately hurt her, because he had this misguided attempt to punish her for something she didn't know about. And what is that thing? So it so happens that before he got married to her, he was forced to marry the rich man's daughter, because he wanted to get back his father's vineyard, whatever, and he just needed to, because his father was dying, so he just needed to, for the sake of love, just get over with it. Her father, for some, I don't know, I don't know if, why didn't they, I really wanted to know the mind of how the father feels treating the daughter like that, because the father was just, that's what he was, a big deal, senseless one, very stupid man. So he just made the daughter feel some kind of way, making her not worthy, because for some reason I think he wanted a son, but it didn't happen. So he wanted her to sire a grandson for him. So until then, he was not going to give the vineyard to the husband. So that kind of animosity, disdain for his wife was all this. And from the book we find out that he actually loved his wife in a way. She was beautiful the first time he met her, but just because he doesn't like being told what to do, so he decided to deliberately hurt her. And when he figured out that she didn't really know any of this, like she actually did love her husband, she actually did love this man, that's why she was so happy getting married to him, because at least she could have found a man who actually loved her, after having some kind of daddy issues and the rest of it, and still get into the marriage. It was a lot. So it was painful. So after that, he figured out, okay, she didn't really know through a phone call, which she actually had, three-way call and the rest of it. The father was like, hello, I thought you must have told her what it is. I never told her because the young girl fancied herself in love with you, this. So that's when he knew that he's just messed up everything. And I love that, Theresa baby wasn't giving him the face. I mean, she was in on the divorce, even although you could see through her, she still loved her husband, but she just needed to be out of there and the rest of it. So it was a lot, and he was doing all he could, and it's just so, in the sense that I could feel for Theresa. I mean, seeing the punishment being given to Alessandro was actually kind of heartbreaking, because he trying to redeem himself before his wife, trying to redeem whatever he has lost, the love his wife once had for him. It was kind of very painful and hurtful, and it was just so a lot. I mean, not as much as I hate him, I still kind of have a soft spot for him. I don't know, it's just a very confusing, complicated issue, because from his own point of view, he thought that she was this spoiled, rich girl who just likes everything being done for her, daddy's girl, but he didn't even care to know. I think he was so angry, and he just punished her. So and no, this is not where I'm going to be telling the story anyhow, because I'm just going to be just telling you about the book so you could go read it. Unwanted Wife, endless. So when he decided that, okay, he has to redeem his wife, and the girl was like, I need that divorce. I don't care what you're trying to do, because whatever nice thing he was doing, even when he took her to his friends, even when he took her to a restaurant, he came back from work trying to be nice to her. All these things he never did in the 18 months they were married. So it was kind of, it was just done. It was to Theresa, it was kind of a deceptive move. Why are you doing this now? Because I asked for a divorce. You just want me to be on that. It's kind of, of course, who would think like that? I would have thought like that. He deserved every bit of it, because the kind of things he did to her, oh Lord, I don't think anyone in the real world, anyone would come out from that kind of thing. I mean, I wouldn't even try it, because so when she tried her best, and then she discovered that she was pregnant, there's nothing she could do, she told him that, okay, you know what, since you've told me of what my dad did to you and the rest of it, I'm going to give you this baby, and after that you need to support me for like 2 years. You don't need to do this, because of course there's always a triangle. The last book, there's always a triangle. So there's a Francisca who doesn't love a good messy love triangle. That's it. Now, according to, he actually wanted to marry a girl called Francisca, an Italian beautiful young girl called Francisca, but due to the father's manipulative ways, he was forced to marry Theresa. So Theresa, knowing of the fact that he didn't really love her as much as he loved Francisca, was kind of a big blow to her. So she was so hell-bent on giving birth to a boy. She didn't want to hear about it. She was so sure of herself that it is a boy. He finally introduced her to his family because he figured that his father was dying. Father was happy that okay, that the girl he married wasn't, so bad. His family knew of the contract he made with her father, of course, which she was unaware of. So there was this kind of hatred or animosity towards her. The time he was supposed to go see his father because of his sickness and the rest of it, Theresa had to do some kind of procedure in the hospital. I think amniocentesis, I don't really know what the name of that is, but it's kind of in terms of preventing some complications during birth. She was kind of scared. We had to be there for her. I went to Italy for the burial arrangement and the rest of it. I mean, someone you claim you're loving now, or you loved, or whatever, and you haven't called her. Though he did like once in a while, but at the point he just kind of. So she saw a newspaper, saw newspapers, saw on the all this what they call these little things to see, paparazzi and the rest of it, that her husband is filing for a divorce and he wants to go back to his Italian dream, getting married to Francesca. So that kind of broke her because he's doing all these things to try to win her back, but somehow he has gone back to Francesca in Italy and is even drawing out divorce papers even out before the bed. So it was kind of lost, just like, you know what, I'm done with it. She packed the things to her cousin's place, which, yeah, you get to know about her cousins when you read the book. I don't want to really go into all the details of the book. So she went to her cousin's house to go and stay because she was just so done with it. So when the man finally came back, it was like he wants to talk to her, that whatever she's saying on the newspapers or on the news lines are all lies, that he never sought for divorce. He wanted to be with her. And that climax that she went into labor. And then when she went into labor, she finally gave birth to a baby girl. And just like that, she just lost it. So it was like, and then she started feeling unworthy because she couldn't even give birth to a son, as always. And it just went back to a scene where, and like I said, a lot of things happen in this night. I can't really tell you how it went exactly, just kind of flashbacks. So there was a scene in the book whereby she, she's trying to make the baby room, all male team, blue, this, and everyone is trying to make it neutral. You could see that he's trying to avoid that confrontation of finally giving birth to a boy and then the contract being this and she getting her divorce and that kind of thing. So you could see that he's trying to avoid that. So he tried giving neutral tones, even when she goes to buy baby male toys for the baby, he gets female toys for the baby, kind of in case there's a girl, he just trying to believe there's going to be a girl. Even when they were on the bed one time and trying to talk about baby names, and she was all about baby boys' names, boy names, Alex, the rest of it. And they were like, what about Lily? What about Sophia? Just trying to, just balance her expectations more like. So when she gave birth to a baby girl, he himself was relieved because which of course they didn't tell us about it almost towards the end, where he finally, in a very long monologue, he kind of poured out how he was feeling right from the beginning of the book while we're all reading through Theresa's point of view. You could see that he actually liked her or loved her or loved the idea of him loving her, but it was just so hard to see that and to appreciate that. So when he noticed that she was already drawing back from showing her love. It was so frustrating for him to actually show this woman that he actually loves her. He wants to be with her. He wants to be, because anything he did was like as if he was being calculative because he doesn't want her to go. He wanted to put her under his thumb, but that doormat, be a doormat kind of thing. So and when she finally said that she was pregnant, it's kind of broken because it was like she was working on a time bomb. Like next 9 months was going to do. So he tried all his best to try and show her that, see, what we have here is worth waiting for. What we have here is worth keeping. So in that sense, even when he found that she gave birth to a girl, he was so happy because finally he still have more time to prove to her. after they gave birth to a child, he loved his baby and everything, but he discovered he sensed that his wife is not giving him her all, because of course she has gone through a lot. Of course she's going to be guided. Hello, it's not going to be easy for you to win her back. So he was just trying his best after the death of the baby. So, but I think things went good after all, and they finally remarried again because he wanted to prove to her that what they did before. So he did the marriage again in front of his family, friends, everybody, and they lived happily ever after. So they say. So they say. So yeah, that's all for this one. If you did enjoy this video, which I know you did, like this video by giving me a thumbs up, and you can click the subscribe button to subscribe to this family, and also click the bell to get notified each time I post a video, which is every Monday or whatever I want. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.